All right, hello. All right, I'm trying to see if I can do this. How you doing, everybody? I don't know. Let me see. I'm checking to see if I'm live. I've actually made some changes here in my studio, so I don't know if it's actually going through or not. So I might have to get up and walk away from my chair here. Let me go here and look. Okay, cool. It says I'm live on YouTube. All right. I'm looking at Rumble. Let me go look at Rumble here. And okay, says we're live on Rumble. And let me check. Listen to me. Let me check Facebook. Let's see if we're live on Facebook. All right. And yep, it looks like we are. Looks like we're live. Hey, everybody. Okay. So I actually made some changes here, so I don't know if this is actually going to work out this way or not. I don't know. But anyways, thank you so much for being with me. I do have some stuff I do want to share with you. If I can here. Let me see what's going on. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. All right. Tomorrow's the day, right? Tomorrow's the day. And the left right now, they're all screaming, they want to see President Trump put in handcuffs. This has never happened. You are the generation, we are the generation that's seeing this stuff happen. This has never happened like this. I mean, this is like third world country type of tactics. And they're doing it right in front of our face. And guess what? They don't care. They don't care that we're seeing it take place. They can care less that it's not right. They can care less that it's fraudulent. They can care less that we see what they're doing, because they have it in their minds right now that they are above. You know how they constantly say that no one is above the law? But isn't that kind of like what they are doing here? Right? Isn't that kind of like what they're doing? Isn't that when you agree? They're saying that no one is above the law, but yet they change the law to fit their demonic means. They change the law so they can go after President Trump. They change it so they can say, well, wait a minute, we can't get him on anything. We couldn't get him on anything. And let me say this. They're hoping, and I've been saying this all day, they're hoping that you will go, well, he was impeached twice, in the House. It failed twice in the Senate, because a lot of people say, no, he never was impeached, but he actually was. President Trump was impeached twice in the House, with Nancy Pelosi being Speaker of the House. It failed twice in the Senate. I was there. Myself and Ben Bergquam, I was in the chambers when she hit the gavel to impeach President Trump. First time in history over fraudulent, fake.
Russia.
Fake information. Literally fake information. They impeached President Trump twice in the House. And they're hoping, this is their goal, they're hoping that they can get you, the Republican that stood next to President Trump, stood with President Trump. They're hoping that you'll say, well, we can't go for him because he was twice impeached. And now it looks like he's going to be twice indicted, because they're going to indict him. They're indicting him in New York. Right. And now there's already rumored, allegedly, that they're going to indict him in D.C. immediately after. So they're going to keep doing this. This is all a deterrent to get you to say, I'm not going to support Trump. That's what they want to hear. Even if President Trump decided to go, well, you know what? I'm going to step down. I'm not going to run. Even if he did that, you know what would happen? They will still come after you. They're still going to come after you. Why do you think that Joe Biden and the Democrats have labeled half the country domestic terrorists? Why do you think they've done that? Do you think they were doing it just because they didn't have nothing else better to do? They did it because of their agenda. They did it because they want to get you to be scared. They want to get you to be timid. They want to get you to comply with their evil, sinister ways. This is happening in our country. Never before in the history of this country have they ever done anything like this. And they're doing this because they fear a man. They simply fear a man. And see, I mentioned this before. There's never been a president before President Trump, never, that actually let the cat out the bag on how all of the corruption has been happening. There's never been a single president to ever do that until President Trump. And then President Trump came along, and then he let the cat out the bag. He started telling everybody what was happening. He started telling everybody about the swamp. People started looking at the swamp. People started saying, drain the swamp. No president before that. Every single president to an extent, right? Reagan, he kind of like talked about the liberal media, but he didn't really go into the whole details about the corruption within the federal government. He didn't, just to be honest. He didn't. But President Trump did. President Trump, he opened up the door and he told everybody, look at the corruption. Look what they're doing. Look how evil they are. President Trump brought God back into the Oval Office, and that was like the worst thing he could have ever done. It was like the worst thing he could have ever done, bringing God back into the Oval Office. How many, there's been pictures and videos of President Trump, and I actually put one on my Facebook page. I put one on Twitter, and I put it on True Social. I put it on Getter, where President Trump was being prayed over. And many other people taking pictures and showing pictures of President Trump being prayed over right now. And we have to say, in the name of Jesus, protect him, Lord. Protect him, Lord. Jesus, we're calling on you. Lord Jesus, we're calling on you to protect President Trump. And see, the left, they see that as, oh, how dare you? How dare you? You know what? I put a comment out on Facebook, and I made the it's not even a comparison. I just made the connection. President Trump is just a man. Did y'all hear what I just said? Did y'all hear this? Because there's a lot of people, especially those on the left, they can't comprehend what I'm saying. See, it's the left that look at President Trump as more than a man, and I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you. Without a shadow of doubt, I can prove it to you that the left, they look at President Trump as more than a man. See, we know that Trump is just a man. We know that Trump is used to be a billionaire playboy. We know that Trump is just a man. Did anyone hear me? Trump is just a man. They can't comprehend that. So I put a comment out there, and it's just a little meme thing. And I said, Trump is just a man, right? Their eyes gloss over. They don't understand that part. They like skip that part. And I said, they're going after President Trump, an innocent man. And I said, when was the other time that somebody that was innocent and they put him on a cross? Who do you know that was innocent and they put him on a cross? Who was that? Who was that? Right? Who was that? And this one lady go, how dare you compare? And I didn't. I kept saying Trump is a man. And even right now, the left, it doesn't register with them. And my point is if they did this to Christ, if they took Christ, which was 100% innocent of all things, Christ was 100% innocent of all things, and they still put him on the cross. Here, President Trump hasn't done any of this criminal stuff that they're suggesting that he's done, and they're still crucifying the man. Now, of course, he's just a man. He's just a man. He has flaws. Has he done stuff in his past? Absolutely. That we disagree with? Absolutely. So if they go, and my point is, if they go to this extreme measure for just a man, it was no wonder they have no issues of putting Christ on the cross, because he was completely innocent of every single wrongdoing. And see, me making that connection, it drives the left up the wall. It drives them batty. And this is the same left, mind you, this is the same left that rejects God on a daily basis. This is the same left that rejects God's creation, man and woman. It's the same group of people, the same party, the same organization, the same identity that wants to steal the identity of children. Won't even let children be children. It's the same one. These people are 100% evil. So tomorrow, President Trump is already in New York. He's already in New York. There's videos of him leaving Florida, and people were going miles down, waving the flags, waving the Trump flag, showing their support for President Trump. Tomorrow they're going to be in New York, and I so wish I could be in New York. I so wish I could be there tomorrow. I really do. I really do. I think the left, they're going to be extra violent tomorrow. That's just my personal opinion. Hopefully I'm wrong, right? Maybe they got the memo and said, don't go out, because because they know that they're going to be violent. So, but, they'll probably get maybe the FBI, Antifa to dress up like Trump supporters and go out and wreak havoc. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, right? Because they constantly saying that, oh my goodness, the MAGA Republicans are all violent without any evidence of it, without any proof of it. They go, oh my goodness, they're violent. Let me play something for you. So Biden was asked about President Trump. He was asked about President Trump being indicted by Peter Doocy. And Peter Doocy was, they're like outside, and Peter Doocy asked him, he said, asking him about President Trump being indicted. So Biden goes, no comment. He says, no comment, right? He's quick to say no comment, like he's trying to stay out of it. But come to find out, there was federal dollars involved in this indictment, which is 100% political. And even on the Communist News Network, CNN, they even said that they did a poll on CNN, and 75% of the people that did the communist poll said this was political. 75% on Communist News Network. That's high. It might as well be 100%. The other 25% is so stupid, they refuse to acknowledge what is actually happening here because they hate the man that much. Listen to this.
Mr. President, do you think that the charges against Trump are politically motivated? No comment on Trump.
You see that? No comment on President Trump. No comment. He's just no comment and walks away. No comment. See, someone told him not to say anything. He could have came out there and said, you know what? Let the evidence show what's happening here. There is no evidence. They're making it up as they go along, right? They're making it up. The evidence that they're talking about is President Trump paying Stormy Daniels with campaign money. He's a billionaire going into campaign funds to pay $130,000 to a porn star, which as if President Trump didn't have that already. And when I found that out, I said, that's pocket change for President Trump. $130,000, that's pocket change for a billionaire. Not a millionaire, but a billionaire. That is pocket change. $130,000. President Trump can spend that and go buy a vehicle. And I'm going to go buy me a vehicle, $130,000, $160,000 vehicle, Lumigatti, whatever it's called, right? The Lumigatti. He can go buy one right now, $160,000, $200,000. Here, I'll just write a check. Here you go. Go ahead and do it. As same as cash. President Trump can do it. So why would in the world would he use campaign dollars, right? We all brought this up. But even then, it's not illegal in the state of New York. But they changed the laws after the statute of limitation ran out to still try to get them. They changed it. Now, listen to this one. This one here, Biden is talking about them going after President Trump. He's not being silent here. He's not saying no comment here. And they're trying to figure out how they can use the Constitution to prevent President Trump from running in 2024.
We just have to demonstrate that he will not take power if he does run, making sure he, under legitimate efforts of our Constitution, does not become the next president again.
So let me ask you this. Where in the U.S. Constitution, I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there watching right now that is a constitutionalist lawyer or learning to be a constitutionalist lawyer or have gone through it like the rest of us. Is there anything in there that will prevent President Trump from running again? Is there anything in there? They're counting on people not knowing and understanding the truth. And see, exactly what's going to happen is that they're all going to say, well, he was impeached twice. He was indicted twice. Because like I said, in D.C., they look like they're getting ready to try to bring up an indictment against President Trump in D.C. They're going to say he's in that. And then on top of that, you have the governor, the ex-governor out of Arkansas saying, and he's put in his name on he's running in for the presidency of the 2024 now. And he's saying, well, President Trump shouldn't run. He have these classified documents were a problem. He has 2 impeachments are a problem. He has now 2 indictments are a problem. This is exactly how they want you to be. This is exactly how they want you to be with President Trump. I'm telling you right now, my vote is for President Trump. My support is for President Trump. And it used to be for Ron DeSantis, but Ron DeSantis, he is like still going along with this establishment. Now, I'm hoping that Ron DeSantis is just using them. You hear me? I hope that Ron DeSantis is just using the establishment to get money from them and then drop them like it's hot. That would be okay in my book. I'll be perfectly fine with that. But as of right now, with Jeb Bush speaking up for him and talking for him and all these other establishment Republicans going out there doing this and doing that for Ron DeSantis, it's not looking good for Ron DeSantis. He's an intelligent man. Why is he even doing this? He could be using them. I'm hoping that's the case. I really do hope that's the case. But Joe Biden is quick to talk about what we need to find a constitutional way to prevent President Trump from coming back. That's what they're saying. That's what they want. That's what they want. But if they can't get a constitutional way to prevent President Trump from coming back, they're going to go with the next best thing, I guess, for them. And you know what that would be? For them to cause all out physical fighting in the United States of America. Let me share something that they put on Twitter. This is the total leftist on Twitter, right? And this all comes right along with what happened in Nashville. Y'all remember what happened in Nashville, right? The person that's confused about who they are went into a school and did something, but they went to a school that did not have armed guards. Imagine that. How does that work? Oh, there's armed guards here, so let's move on to the next school. So don't you think the answer would be more armed guards? Well, let me share this with you. This was by one of the tyrannical leftist liberals, a progressive communist, probably an Antifa member. You know, I wouldn't doubt it. But apparently this Twitter account has been removed. And you can't go to the Twitter account, I guess, because they were saying other stuff that was even worse than this. But the person says, I am at the point that if it takes a civil war to get the guns out of the Republican hands and to end the NRA once and for all, sign me up, put me on the front lines. We can't sit anymore. I'm ready and willing to go. Time to save our children while we still can. What do you think this person is calling for? This is a leftist. This is not conservatives. This is not Republicans. This is not Christians. This is not true Americans. These are communists that are living among us. They're actually calling for this nonsense. They're the ones calling for this. Now, I've said it multiple times that I believe that we're in a soft civil war because, you know, with the big tech companies, the way they're censoring people, the way they're blocking people from telling the truth. Did y'all hear? So tomorrow, Right Side Broadcasting will not be able to stream live on YouTube because as of today, YouTube decided to ban their YouTube page for 7 days. Isn't that convenient? Out of all of the days, today they did it today. Right before New York, Right Side Broadcasting. So if y'all want to, I'm pretty sure LFA will have cameras there tomorrow. So you go to Rumble and make sure you tune in to LFA TV, LFA TV. Y'all write that down, LFA TV. Okay. Which brings me to this next one. Have y'all seen this? Have y'all seen this? This is a total tyrannical, communist, leftist teacher. This teacher is teaching your children, maybe not yours specifically, but you know what I'm talking about. This lady is wanting her way of thinking to be taught across the country. She's a civics teacher. Now, to my understanding, civics, right? You're supposed to be teaching them about, you know, the Constitution, the First Amendment, the Bill of Rights, you know, politics, you know, the House, the Senate, you know, the judicial system, how it all works. But she doesn't even understand the U.S. Constitution. She believes because the U.S. Constitution doesn't say 9mm in it, you should not be able to own one because it doesn't say 28 or 38. It doesn't say Ruger because it doesn't name the specific weapon. You should not be able to own it. That's her way of thinking. That's what she's saying the U.S. Constitution says. Listen to it. Total demonic idiot.
Where the does it say that you have the right to an AR-15 in the Second Amendment? Go ahead, show me. I'll wait. I'm a whole ass civics teacher, and I've never seen the word AR-15 mentioned in the Constitution. Go ahead, show us.
It never did. It never said there's musket either. See, this is stupidity. It never said musket. This is like these people, the stupidity, the ignorance is growing. And she's supposed to be an educator. What in the world? She's supposed to be a civics teacher. Supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe she just did this and told everybody she's a civics teacher. Because other than that, she's a lying idiot. Or she just doesn't know. It doesn't say anything about a 9mm in the U.S. Constitution, the Second Amendment. It says nothing about a .22 rifle. It says nothing about them. It doesn't have to. It says you can bear arms. What does that mean? What does that mean? She's too ignorant to even know the difference. And that's how they are. That's who they are. And they want to disarm every single person in the country for their demonic ways. Now, y'all know who Dan Crenshaw is? And y'all have heard me talk about Dan Crenshaw multiple times. For everyone that tune into my videos constantly, y'all have heard me talk about Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw is like he's a true flip-flopper. He's a true rhino, right? Straight up. Am I wrong? Leave me a comment. You tell me. Am I wrong? Say, yeah, well, you're wrong about Dan Crenshaw. I've actually had people in the past go, Will, you're wrong about Dan Crenshaw. And to my understanding, Dan Crenshaw was one of the authors or co-sponsors of the red flag laws. To my understanding, he was all about it. He was one of the co-sponsors. To my understanding. But Dan Crenshaw, he actually did something that surprised me. He went onto the Communist News Network, which that didn't surprise me. You know, being a rhino, a lot of rhinos end up on MSSTD or they show up on the Communist News Network. That doesn't surprise me. What surprised me is what he said to her. What he said to her surprised me. And she's not going to like it because you're going to see Dan Crenshaw is going to crush their agenda. And last week, and I've been talking about this all day too. Last week, I told everybody the reason why they don't want kids protected at school is because if their kids are protected at school, then their whole agenda goes out the window. Just like the girl in the first school in Nashville. She didn't stop there because they had armed guards. So she went to the next school with no armed guards. It's a no-brainer. You don't even need two eyes to see this. Pun intended.
The truth of the matter is, if we had a minimum of 2 armed guards or police officers at every single school in America, you'd probably prevent these from here on out.
Well, so instead of us sending money to Ukraine, like I've been saying last week, the week before that, right? Instead of us sending money to Ukraine, we should send all these billions of dollars for protecting our children. But they don't want to do that because if you protect the children, then their narrative, their agenda goes out the window, and we can't have that. We can't have that. Why? Because the law-abiding citizen still has firearms, and we have to remove that from the law-abiding citizen.
You said
that's the truth.
You said that they're random. The one through line in these deaths is that they are shootings, therefore they are done by guns. And guns are the leading cause of death for children and teens in the U.S. So shouldn't helping save the lives of children be a top priority for you as a member of the House majority?
Now listen to this, because like I mentioned before, and if y'all haven't already on Rumble, please hit the thumbs up on this video right now. Please, I'm asking you, hit the thumbs up on Rumble. And if you can't hit the thumbs up, you need to create an account. Go ahead and create the account. And on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up as well. And on Facebook, please hit the share button. Hit the share button on Facebook. Please hit the share button. Now, this is real powerful. This is like the best video Dan Crenshaw has ever done. And he's on the Communist News Network and he's letting them have it. This is such, you know, if this is the Dan Crenshaw that he was, if he stuck this way, I mean, my goodness, I would support the man if he was this way all the time.
No, it absolutely should be, which is why I say I would look to the thing that would absolutely stop this, which is putting armed police officers at every school.
No brainer.
I visit a lot of schools. I do talks at various schools. It's very rare that I go into a school, especially the newer ones, and they don't have some kind of armed police presence there at all times.
Now, listen to this. I'm sorry. It gets even better. It gets even better. He lets her have it, and she doesn't like it. She's probably clenching her butt cheeks in her chair right now. She's piping mad. I'm telling you, watch.
So that's a preventive measure. That I know will stop this. And there was nothing like that in these last few mass shootings. There's no armed guards there.
So the answer
if I'm
is
just looking
more.
for.
Now, listen, this is what they always say. The answer is more guns. Absolutely. That is the truth. The answer is more gun. Don't you remember when the Klan, the KKK, was killing black people after slavery? The NRA and the GOP, they actually started arming black people. Didn't stop all the killing of black people by the Democrat Party, but it deterred a lot of them because black people were able to shoot back. So more guns prevented more killing of black people. But today, oh, no. We don't need that. We need this to happen.
Actual solutions, that would be it.
So the answer is more guns.
No, the answer is armed guards. No, the answer is armed guards, right?
Yeah, see, look, he's being real civil with her. The answer is armed guards. People who know how to use the firearms. That's the answer. But she don't want to hear it because it goes against her agenda again.
Armed guard, yes, more guns. The kind of guns that protect the president, that protect you all at CNN. Is it easy to get into your headquarters at CNN? Absolutely not. There's armed guards there. Yeah. There's single points of entry. I think we should look at our schools as a place that is precious and have the same kind of security that your corporate offices do.
Oh, my goodness.
That we do in Congress.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, if we consider a place to be important where our children go to learn every day, it should have the same level of security as every other place, whether it's a shopping mall or a corporate office that's hard to get into. You're not going to get rid of guns.
You're not going to get rid of them. And you know what? It still doesn't register. For these leftists, it doesn't register. And again, it doesn't register with them because it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their agenda. If they can't proceed with the agenda by going after you, the law-abiding citizen, right? If that's the agenda, the same thing they did in 1930s, 1940s, disarm law-abiding citizens. So then that way we can implement whatever tyranny that we want to implement. Why do you think that they work so hard on getting rid of police officers? Why do you think they work so hard on defunding the police officers, the police stations across the country? Why do you think they're working so hard at that? Why? Why do you think that? Do you think they're just doing it because they're just blatantly stupid? No, they have an agenda. They have an agenda. Once they disarm the police officers, once they disarm you, then they can just do whatever it is that they want. And all you can do is take it. Take it. Same way they did with Stalin, same way they did with Hitler, same way they did with Mao Zedong, the same way they did with every communist nation in history, every single one of them. All you can do is take it. But because the United States of America, the founding fathers knew if we do not fight this, see, they did the U.S. Constitution before Hitler. You understand what I'm telling you? They wrote the Constitution before Hitler. So it wasn't the first time it happened with Hitler. It wasn't the first time it happened with Mao Zedong. It wasn't the first time it happened with Mao, with all of these people, these communists. It wasn't the first time. It happened throughout history. They wrote the U.S. Constitution to prevent it from happening here in the United States of America. And that's why the Democrats right now want to do away with the U.S. Constitution. They hate it with a passion. They can't stand the U.S. Constitution. They hate it. They hate it. If they could burn the thing up today, they would, because they already look at it as an out-of-date document. They said they have this idea in their mind that the U.S. Constitution is not even relevant. Okay, let me do this. Now we get to a part of this section of this evening's broadcast where I'm going to share some extra stuff with you. Let me see if I can. All right. Let me say thank you to a few people. I don't know if, so I'm trying to do this, see if I can. So I have a new way I'm doing this. I'm trying to see if it works for me here. It may not let me. Okay, I think it will. Let me say thank you to a few people that have blessed me, because, y'all know what monetization is, right? YouTube, my channel's monetized, Facebook is monetized, Rumble is monetized, but they've been hitting me so hard. The only way that I can do any of this is by your support. They've hit me that hard. The only way I can do any of this is by your support. And that's part of the reason why I haven't been going on trips. I haven't been really asking people to help me go on trips, because everything is becoming so expensive, and it's bad right now, right? But it's bad. So that's why I'm always saying thank you to everyone who blessed me. Laura, thank you so much. Wow, Laura, thank you so much for the super chats. Let me see if I can. Donna, thank you so much. Sue, thank you so much. I'm going too fast for me here. Rodney, thank you so much. Susan, thank you so much. Sherry, thank you. Maria, thank you. Jill, thank you. Mary, thank you. These are stars. Sherry, thank you for the stars. Sherry says, love what you say. Dan Crenshaw. Oh, where'd it go? Dan Crenshaw is a rhino. Yeah, Dan Crenshaw is a rhino, but I have to admit it. If he sticked with that with the thinking, on the right track that on that clip I just shared with you. If he was like that all along, people wouldn't be calling him a rhino. I wouldn't be calling him one, right? But he changed. George, thank you so much for the stars as well. Let's see. George, Carrie, thank you so much. Stola, is that right? Stola? I'm probably butchering it, but I do apologize. But thank you so much for the stars. Pat and Tammy, thank you for the stars. And I think that is it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let me just take a look at YouTube if I can. Oh, wow. And YouTube. Come on. Nora, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nora. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Okay. So now we're getting at this section where I want to share some stuff with you that I cannot share on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. So if you want to see, that's why I've been leaving up on the screen here. Y'all need to come on over. And if anyone does any Rumble rants over there, I'll try to acknowledge it. Hopefully they're still there. If someone did one earlier, it might have rolled off on me because I try to, do my thing here before I go to it. So if you're not going to join me on Rumble and you're on Facebook and YouTube, God bless you. Thank you so much for being on my YouTube and my Facebook. God bless you. Please hit the thumbs up and please share the video. You can even share the video on YouTube too. Please share it on True Social, share it on Getter, share it everywhere. I would love to have a team of people that would just take it and put it everywhere, blast it out there. It will be a true blessing, make a world of difference. Okay. All right. So for those of you that are not going to, God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. For those of you that can come over on Rumble to see what else I have to share with you. I'm like, you got to ask yourself, what is it that he's going to show us on Rumble that he's not going to show us here? Come on. All right. So I'm going to end it here on YouTube now and Facebook. So I will see you over there. All right, here we go. Just trying to give it a little time to catch up. Okay.